Well, people sound like people just want to meet you at the finish line. That's what they don't want to do none of the work. They just want to meet you at the end. I know you said something earlier about people loving themselves. First of all, people have to be honest with themselves, and that's the good and the bad. See, when we do that, when we love ourselves, we're only looking at the sides that we deem that's good. But we're not looking at our bad side. We don't want to. No one wants to be criticized. We don't. We don't want to criticize ourselves. Um, and that's a big issue. You gotta understand, that you're gonna grow. You won't always be the same. And I think that's something that some couples do. Um, I think that hurt them a lot because they're not understanding that she's not gonna always be the same. She may gain 20 pounds. I ain't talking about no 100 pounds. She may gain 20 pounds and have the kid. You know, she's gonna change. He's gonna change. But if your values align, see, until we go back to that core of life, of what makes the relationship work is never gonna work. That means your faith, your family. You both have to want a family, and your finances. I mean, you can want a man to make six figures, but can you manage the money? You can't even manage money. Why do you need a man to make six figures? You can't even manage 30,000. You can't imagine manage no 200,000. So it's just more money that you think you can spend, and that's not how it works. So, and if you have a woman that wants that, you have to decide whether or not is this woman for me, long term, because I'm just saying, I just see too many relationships just go down the drain. And be honest with you, when I talk to some people, it's like over nothing. I'm like, you,
Lady
I,
O,
know, huh?
the people that I run into that have had the biggest issues, it's like two types. Because I usually talk to the man specifically, right? And the
Mhm.
man, the one type of man will say, I love her so much, I want to marry her. And I'll ask him, uh, if I told you that this was not gonna work and you was gonna get a divorce, would you even care to hear any of this? And they're gonna say no and move forward. And then they eventually get the divorce. And the other type is the ones that be like, she should already know. They like averse to actually putting the work in to like trying to
Mhm.
groom or train somebody into the way that they want them to be. And they feel like she should come prepackaged and she should know certain things because they're common sense to them. Those be the two main like people
Mhm.
that I run into that consistently end up in divorce or resetting and restarting a new relationships. They refuse to work with the person. Yeah. And so I agree with the vet better thing, but they could vet all you want. If these type of people fall in love, they gonna still be with the person. They don't care. They gonna chalk it up to this is what I wanted to do, and then complain on the back end.
And
But
that's the
why
Or
not? Why not even focus on getting in a relationship and just build a connection? As I
I'm
stated
a,
before,
and
build the
that's the
friendship.
same.
I think that we're so busy trying to rush, and that's where I love being this age is that we can take time and just develop connection. I love being a mother because then I can just take time and build the connection and a friendship because I have to watch who I bring around my children. You
Or
know what I mean? Like
are
we
you
have
doing
time
marriage and
to.
relationship things in between that time?
What'd you say?
Are you fucking between that time?
Are you effing between that time? I'm
Give you
not.
time to build a
You're
relationship.
saying, am I recommending that women do that?
No, I'm saying like you said that people should take time, build
Why
friendships
does sex
before.
have to be with connection?
Why does it have to? I'm not.
Yes.
I didn't say it had to. I'm asking you.
Yeah, no.
Whenever you
So
say
when I'm
that,
talking about a connection, I'm talking about a true, authentic friendship, building a
I know.
connection.
I get what you're saying, DJ, and that makes sense. But what he's saying is that adults are going to have sex with each other while they're building that
mm,
connection. Don't you agree with that?
I do not, because I don't think that women will have sex with. I don't think if Naomi has three friends that she's going to give them all the
I know,
now
but we're
they'll all
not
have
talking about.
access to that. I think that
I
that one connection might be deeper, and it might be, but that's a might. And
All right,
she might not want to give it to nobody. So what I'm
Dang.
saying is that's subjective. Sex is not what I'm talking
all right.
about.
I think
I'm
that
talking
these
about just
types of
connection.
yeah, I think these types of ideas are how women end up with two, three different dudes, and they got baby daddies with multiple dudes, and they
Here
end
we
up in
go.
the
Back to the
no, no, no,
bashing the
no, no,
women
no,
thing.
babe.
Here we
Hold on,
go. Back to the
DJ,
bashing the women
DJ,
thing. You can't
hold
help
on,
it.
DJ. I'm not bashing. I'm not. I'm really
What
not.
did what did
Let
anything
me
I
tell
just
you.
say? I'm talking about just
I'm
building
talking
a
about.
connection.
I know
And
what you're
now we're
talking
baby
about.
daddy and this and this and that.
Just listen to what I'm saying to you, and assume for one moment that I'm not trying to bash you at all. Okay?
I didn't
I'm
say you're
what
bashing me. I said women.
or
You can't
women.
bash me,
I'm not
baby. You
trying to
don't know
bash
me at
women.
all.
Just let me get it off, and then you can do you can judge it for what it is. Okay?
Well, don't you interrupt me, and you can go ahead. But yeah,
All right. You know what? If you weren't finished, you go on right ahead. You
no,
were
you're
talking
good.
about a connection. Was there more information you wanted to add to it?
You're good.
Okay. Thank you so much. So what I was saying is that I think that ladies often find themselves in these undefined positions because they approach relationships with very little purpose, and they want to be friends, and they want to vet, and they want to do all of this stuff, and it lasts
Roger,
forever.
please.
And then next thing you know, that ends up happening is you end up getting pregnant, and oh, I don't know, and it just happened, and I was young and dumb, and all of this silliness and foolishness because you're operating in a space that you should. And I'm gonna say something, and I know nobody likes it and nobody wants it, but you got to go to God. You got to go to God. That's what the issue is. The issue is the thing that makes the person unsafe is that they don't have the love of God in their heart. They don't fear the Lord. They don't have God's precepts and concepts inside of their heart. They don't understand what biblical love is. They don't understand biblical marriage. They don't understand biblical headship. They've come up with their own ideas about what this stuff is, and the ideas they have suck. They suck. Even using God's instructions, you get a 50% clip rate. And when you don't use the instructions, you get far less than that. People who are in Christian marriages where they're both folks are Christ centered, their marriages work out more often than people who are secular, but it's still a high failure rate. And so when you come up with your own ideas and you think you just gonna friendship your way into love, you end up with a lot of silliness. And this is why in my opinion, you have a lot of ladies, you ask them if they in a relationship, they don't know. They baby daddy, oh, we was dating, it was off and on, I was trying to see, blah 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 blah. And then they got a kid with a man that didn't want to be a husband. He was sitting in the friend zone waiting to try to get some cat. All of this stuff, I think, is advice that just kind of leads to destruction because it isn't pointed towards anything, and it's not intentional enough. I
Actually,
think that
marriages can operate the same way, sweetheart. Your husband can also, you
I
can
know
also
they can.
divorce and you be left with
Yeah,
kids the same
100%
way.
it can. You're
So,
you're
I
right.
mean, you can also tell someone you're their girlfriend and that's
I
not
agree.
true either. Or you can
I
tell me
know.
you're my man and still you're grown because you're an adult. You could do what you want.
I
So
agree
it's
with you.
like,
I
No
agree.
need
what's the
to
difference? So why
Because
does a
so
have
title really doesn't
I'll
whatever
tell you
when
dictate
you
it?
why.
get
So the
I'll
point
tell
of what
you.
I'm saying of the connection
Yeah,
is
I'll tell you
really
why.
truly building a connection before
All
you
right,
call yourself getting married.
I get it. I'm not saying that you shouldn't build a connection before you get married. What I'm saying to you
But you're
is,
dumbing down
uh,
friendships like friendships are not
I, I,
valuable.
I think friendships turn into
they
situationships, and
grow.
that's what Darwin was talking about.
Thank you.
But it doesn't seem like you accept that, and that's fine. Here's what I'm saying to you though. Okay.
No, he said, "Are you?"
The-
Actually, what he said was, and I'm not going to use that word, but he said, "Are you effing in the meantime?"
yeah, and that's a
That's what he said.
situationship. Is what is
But he
I
was
get it.
being facetious, and I took
No, he
that.
wasn't being facetious. He was articulate. Brother Darwin,
Well,
were
he
you
actually
articulating
laughed.
what?
I was
No, no,
articulating. She just
exactly what
was
I said.
lost.
Is there? Yeah, you just. I was trying to be
No,
more
y'all are
direct
lost
because
because y'all are trying to connect sex with connection. I'm
no.
talking about building a connection
Let me.
solidly so you can get to know somebody for who they are authentically, not putting
All
on a
right.
mask, getting in a relationship when your ass should be in a relationship with yourselves.
All right. We understand what you're saying. Do you understand what we're saying to you? We don't have to agree, but we can
You're
at least
talking
have
to the people
understanding.
on the live.
Oh, okay. Well, then I'll talk to them then. If you're not going to respond to what I'm
Yeah,
saying,
I'm not
then
Sky.
that's fine.
I'm not asking you questions and I'm not
I
you're
got it.
talking
No
to the
problem.
there's
No, yeah,
people
no problem.
listening,
If you're
so
not talking to me, stop right
add
now.
value to the
Got it.
people that are watching and
I
tipping the
got it.
show. And
Thank you.
thank you guys
Yeah.
for liking the show.
Yeah, thank you. If you're not going to talk to me, stop right now. All right. So what I'm saying is this. All right. A lot of women, okay, have this type of approach to relationships in life. It's vaporous. It's nebulous. It lacks any
No, they
intentionality,
don't.
direction, or anything like that. And because of that, they end up in situationships and pregnant by people where they have completely undefined relationships. Because what ends up happening when you put two human beings together that are attracted to one another, which is part of the reason that you're vetting this person through friendship for a relationship, is you end up in a situationship. And is that what you were saying, Brother Darwin?
That's
I know
exactly what I was saying.
That's
situationships that are
exactly what I
better
was
than
saying.
some
Hold
of
on,
y'all
we ain't talking to
marriages.
you. No, DJ, I'm not talking to you, sis. I just asked Brother Darwin. You
I
said you
know
don't want to
friendships
engage with
stronger
me.
than y'all
I'm
marriages.
straight. No, I got it. I got it. Thank you for that advice. But you said you ain't talking to me. I'm talking to
I
Brother
didn't say
Darwin.
it.
Stop. Just save it. Save it. I tried to talk with you. You didn't want to talk with me. I'm straight. Save it. So what I'm saying to you guys
You're
is simply
muffled.
this. All right. Well, thank you for that.
You
What I'm saying, what I'm saying to you guys is simply this. Okay. This is the type of advice that a lot of ladies have, and most of the time it just comes from fear. And the reason it comes from fear, it comes from leaning on your own understanding, wanting to do things your way, and then they end up doing what? Devaluing marriage. Oh, some of the friendships are even more important than the relationships. Well, guess what? You can get married and get divorced. You can get married and become a widower. All those things that this young lady was speaking on are 100% true. And because all of those things are possibilities, you should do what you can to increase the probability of success. And the greatest probability you're going to get for success is not having a baby with a boyfriend, not endlessly vetting your friends and ending up in situationships. It is obtaining a marital commitment, a intentional commitment from a man to protect, provide, provision, to commit and establish a family with you. And to say that you got friendships that's more important and more valuable than marriages, that's cool. You can do that all you want. And all the women who think like you can do that all you want. And all the guys who are marriage minded can deal with marriage minded women.
mm. And I do want to recognize the women that are pushing positive solutions and stuff like that. Naomi's, the Dr. Lady O, Miss Pearl, appreciate y'all because we can, just like we can recognize the toxic shit women are pushing out, we can also recognize the solutions and the things that are more conducive for people are pushing out. So don't feel attacked when we do generalize. We're just pointing out the stuff that men need to be aware of. So we do appreciate y'all that come up here and actually talk and make sound and solid points.